Oh my gosh. Okay, so I just want to share because I just had this really amazing download, and I feel like people should hear it because, as per my norm, I love to call bullshit on myself. I love to look at what's happening in my life and call bullshit. And I'm in a what would you call it? Like a situation right now that someone that I love dearly is in trouble with the law. And it's really an interesting line to walk in this, because as most people know, I'm very like pro law and order, right? Like in my past, I have I've done a couple videos about people getting released on RORs, and I find safety in law and order. So I get it. And now walking through what I'm walking through, I'm getting to stand in a different space. As this morning I was, the friend that I'm referring to is being prosecuted up in King County for malicious mischief in the first degree. And because of his points, which is a whole other rabbit hole that I want to step into so bad. It's the most messed up system ever in the history. Probably, actually, that's not the truth, but it is essentially when somebody gets in trouble and then does their time and they go to prison and then they get out, these points follow them for 10 years. And those points determine sentencing guidelines. So right now, my friend who is sober, in recovery, uses art as an outlet, has allegedly didn't even destroy it, in my opinion. Again, like, hit a billboard, and he's being charged with malicious mischief in the first degree. And because of his points, he is facing 4 to 5 years in prison. That's insane. That is insanity to me. And so, I take this look back, and, my first thought is, this is a Democratic woman, like first woman of color. She was elected the King County prosecutor. I mean, I just can't comprehend that she's gonna stand for it. And it's funny, what happened was, in learning about her, I saw the swing that's happened in me, right? I saw there was a time in my life that I carried pretty heavy judgment for my friends on the right? I mean, really heavy judgment. And then COVID happened and my pendulum swung. And that I used to judge my Republican friends for, I shifted all that judgment into my Democratic friends. Yeah, I used phrases like the wackadoodle left. And literally the way I used to feel, I just shifted. And that is not the answer. That's not the answer. That's not how we heal, right? Like, that's not how we heal this thing. Because both sides have viable arguments. God, we just need to listen to each other. Like, it's so insane in this, right? Because and the thing that is like rocking me to the core is it's my friends on the right who don't trust the government, right? Oh, freedom. Yeah, freedom. Who is the biggest systematic bullshit organization that we have that fucks with your freedom. The police, right? The police. And I love law enforcement, right? So this is not directed at police officers. It's directed at the system that they are a part of, right? Like, it's so broken and the knot's so tight. And how do we undo this? Like, how do we get out of this? We have to start listening to each other. There is so much common ground in this, right? Like, everybody wants to be safe. Everybody wants to feel safe. They want to feel protected. And that has always been my attachment to law enforcement, is that I feel safe because of them. And even, 20 years ago, was it 20? It was 20 years ago, I stood before a corrupt prosecutor. Yeah, she's corrupt. And it's, again, maybe it's not her. Maybe I have to kumbaya and center my chi around Jennifer Wheeler. But right now, it was unbelievable. She referred to me as nothing but a number. Literally said that to me. I was nothing but a number as she was trying to destroy my life. She cared more about her percentage rate than she did about the life that she was destroying. And how is that a thing? And why are we okay with it? They don't know. I reached out. They did this news article on him, and it was so biased and narrative driven, right? And so I reach out to the reporter, and I don't know that he'll do an interview with these reporters because the media is corrupt, right? Like, my buddy can't afford to sponsor them. He can't afford commercials on their station, right? And it's already a dying industry. It's already a almost dead industry. And the things that the reporters and journalists go through now is heartbreaking, right? And so I reach out to him and I'm like, hey, I might be able to get you. I would love to share with you whatever he's okay with me sharing with you, because I would love to give you another side of the graffiti world, right? And that is a whole different video. But what I am telling you is, as someone who up until 1 year ago supported chopping off a finger if you got caught doing graffiti, and for the second time, I thought you should lose your whole hand, right? Weird. I know, a little extreme. I feel it, but I believed it. I hated graffiti. When I would drive down the freeway, I would be so contracted by the shitty tags that I would see. I didn't even pay attention to the beautiful pieces, right? Because my belief, my bias, the only thing my attention was on, and it pissed me off because of taxpayer, right? Like, whoa, my taxpayer dollars. Oh my God, I've just been there and I get it. And then one day, cruising up I-5 in traffic, get me started on that, but let's not. And the biggest blessing, to say in my life is probably a little extreme, but the biggest blessing that I can remember no, that's not even true either. It was just a huge blessing. I look over and I see this piece, and it's lavender and white, and because I'm going so slow, I can see that this piece is like 10 feet tall, right? When you're cruising by, you look at him, it looks like the letters are tiny. When you get right up next to him, these pieces are huge. And I'm like, these guys run across I-5 with ladders, and how much paint that took, and then I just stepped into wonderment. Like, what does that look like? Who are these people? So now, as I continue driving, all of a sudden I start noticing all of these pieces of art and what it must have taken to do them. And oh my God, I was just seeped in it. I was just seeped in curiosity around this. And then I went home and I took a marker and I started creating this art. It's the most connected to source that I've felt in a long time. And all of a sudden, I realized why these kids do this. And not even just kids, adults, grown-ass adults with jobs. I mean, it's keeping so many people sober. There's so many sober, amazing artists out there hanging off of buildings and bridges. I mean, I feel so bad. I feel so bad for people that stand in judgment. Because now when I drive down I-5, yeah, there's still shitty fucking tags. There's still like, but you know what? Every single one of those has a story, right? But the pieces of art that are up and down our freeway system, the fact that there's an artist out there that shifted in a way that something that used to contract me filled me, inspired me. That's dope. I don't know what I was talking about before that little rabbit hole. All of that to say, oh, the newspaper article. So it's not even newspaper. This article comes out and you can tell. They're like, graffiti is this terrible thing and it ruins our cities. And I can't even remember what it said, but you could just see, right? Like everybody hates it. And it's like, okay, so that's not the truth. Not the truth. And so I reach out to the guy and I'm like, hey, oh, there's an accident. I hope everybody's okay. Oh, shit. I mean, I think everybody's okay. Don't panic by that facial expression. I'm just trying to see. Oh, you couldn't make it. Oh, you couldn't make it under the bridge. I don't think you ripped off the whole. Oh, yikes. What is that? Oh, and that car got fucked up. Everybody's good. Everybody's fine. Everybody's safe. But, oh boy, Alberta. Wow, there's a lot. Was that full of cocaine or something? Shit. There's a lot of officers for just the fucking top of a thing getting ripped off. Yeah, it must have been full of drugs or something. There's like 30 cops. That's a lie. But anyways, so I reach out to the guy. I'm like, hey, so I'd love, and so he writes me back and he says, I don't care about his personal story. I care about the crime. Good people do bad things all the time. I'm like, oh. And he's like, so will he talk to us or what? And I'm like, I'm guessing not. I'm guessing you're not safe for him to talk to, James. And then I do a little research. Well, James just happened to work for the prosecuting attorney's office in Pierce County. I'm not even going to step into this. But I'm just saying the bias is real. People are broken, you know, and there's so much beauty out there. I feel like I was going with a whole other thing. Oh, the whole thing of like staying in the middle. The Democrats have great points. The Republicans have great points. As somebody who is full of the great points of both parties, let's start talking about that. Let's start finding common ground because it's there and it's beautiful and it's what is going to change us. The system is broken. The system is broken. Oh yeah, and the whole thing of asking my friends on the right, why do you trust cops? Why do you, what? I mean, I can't even fathom it. I can't even fathom. Like cops, you proclaim that you're pro-freedom and you trust the policing system and the prosecuting justice system that is, you know, and that is the beauty and what I'm hoping. Oh God, praying. Put your hands on the wheel, Morris. Is that this thing with Trump, how beautiful, what common ground, right? You're seeing how corrupt our system is right now. You're seeing that they can push a story that's not true. And I know that probably just pissed my friends on the left off because it's true and they hate Trump so much they can't even see straight. It's so bad, all of it. You know what else is bad is traffic. When I come home in an hour, I'm not gonna do it. So that's all I wanted to share. I'm at 14 minutes. Call bullshit on yourself, please. Call bullshit on yourself. If there's a group of people out there that you judge, go meet one. I don't suggest falling in love with one because that's a mess. But at least go meet them and hear them. Stand in wonderment of this world because there's so many things that we should be wondering about. And nothing is black and white. There's not one thing out there that's black and white. We live in Technicolor, and we need to start acting like I hope everybody is so blessed right now. I hope this planted a seed. And I hope that in this election season you continue to water it. Because that's the part that I tell you the only way we're getting out of it is Kennedy. Just kidding. Just my opinion.